Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video we are going to be talking about activated charcoal. Now always remember guys, there is a difference between activated charcoal and the regular charcoal. A lot of times we tend to use the regular charcoal for barbecues, but also at times there are certain type of barbecue charcoal which are very easily combustible, which meaning that they tend to put some chemicals so that the moment you light a match it catches on fire. So there are different types of barbecue charcoal. You do not want to get into it. We are not talking anything related with barbecue charcoal. A lot of times we also get the regular charcoal wherein it does not have any chemicals. I'm sure you might have come across that kind of a charcoal wherein it takes ages for it to catch fire or start burning. Probably you can use that type of charcoal, but not for succulents. You can use it for your other plants, because I tend to use them for my orchids. I tend to use the regular charcoal. Now these are not the chemical barbecue charcoal. This is just the regular charcoal which does not have any chemicals. So I tend to use them for orchids. I do not use activated charcoal for the orchids. I just use the regular ones, and you can see the orchid is doing quite well. This is the charcoal chunks that I have in this, and you can see the roots have also started to latch onto it. So this is okay to be used. A regular charcoal is okay to be used for our orchids and for the regular pots. But when it comes to succulents, I would say avoid using a regular charcoal. It's best that you use activated charcoal. Now the color is looking a little bit grayish, but it's very black, jet black in color. It's because of the flash the color is looking a little different, but ideally it is jet black in color. Activated charcoal basically has a negative ionic charge, whereas the toxins and poisons, they have a positive ionic charge. So we all know when negative and positive comes together, opposites attract. It's the law of attraction. So that is how activated charcoal helps in removing the impurities, toxins from the soil or from the water. But we have to be extremely careful. Now, just because I said that it tends to help in taking out toxins or impurities from the soil, that does not mean that you are going to use like a kg of this, or let's say 10 grams or 15 grams of this. You cannot use that much, because the reason is activated charcoal is alkaline and it will make your soil very alkaline. So you do not want to use too much. Rather than it becoming a good thing for your soil, it might turn out to be worst. So please do not use in excess. I would show you how much you can use. Probably this is more than enough for one pot. Let's say you have a pot depth of around 7 to 8 centimeter, then this is more than enough. Now when you're using this, it's always better to mix it when you're making your potting mix, or let's say that you forgot to add it. Then what you can do is just add it at the mid level like this, a little bit. I think this is also too much. This is all about it. And then just fill it up with soil like this, and then you can probably put your plant in the roots over here of the succulent roots over here, and then again fill it up with soil. So either you can, if you've forgotten to mix it at the early stage, you can do this as well. Ensure that this is around the root area, because one, it is little gritty, and the second thing is because this is where usually the roots are, so there won't be any toxins or impurities near the root area, and it is going to help the plant absorb clean water, or let's say that the toxins are not going to be much present around the root area. So it is going to work out really well. But as I said, do not use in excess. Anything in excess, whether it's organic, whether it's anything in excess can be dangerous. So do not use it in excess. Use a very little amount of it, and that should do all about it. Now the activated charcoal is not going to stay activated forever. It will take around 2 or 3 years depending upon your environment and your watering conditions. The charcoal will stay activated, but not forever. Probably another 2 or 3 years it will stay activated, meaning that it will clean the soil, it will remove the toxins, and then probably after 2 or 3 years the power or the value of that activated charcoal will reduce. But any which ways, probably by then you might happen to repot your succulent, so that is not much of an issue. So this was all about the activated charcoal. It tends to work out really well. You can use it for your succulents, you can use it for your regular plants as well, as long as you're using it in a less amount. It's also known to take out any kind of odor, if there is any odor in the soil. Let's say you had added some kind of fertilizer and it is smelling really bad. Adding of activated charcoal will also reduce or minimize that odor from the soil. It tends to purify the soil as well. but again, at the end of the day, it has to be done in a very less quantity, not in excess amount. So that was all about activated charcoal. Now again, I do not know about the regular charcoal, but I would advise, please do not add regular charcoal to your succulent soil mix. Just go for the activated charcoal if you want to use. Even if you don't use it, it's absolutely fine. Now it is pretty expensive, so I do not use it for all of my plants. I do not use for all of my plants. You might have seen my soil mix as well. This is just for people who want to use it. It's not a compulsion that you have to use activated charcoal. It's absolutely fine if you do not have it. But in case if you're planning to add any charcoal, then it has to be activated charcoal, because I've seen people using just regular charcoal. Regular charcoal is not going to help much. Probably it will help you with drainage, but pulling out of the impurities, I'm not very sure at what extent it's going to do, because there is a reason why it is called as activated charcoal, or why it is separately designed. So probably there is something to it. Probably the regular charcoal might not have that much of power, or probably, I'm not very sure if that is going to work out. So if you want to add charcoal, go for activated charcoal. If you do not want to use it, then it's absolutely fine. It's your choice. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.